Hi guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to the first episode of our FIFA 18 Rebuilding Sunderland career mode. Now if you're new to the channel, I am a Sunderland fan, so I'm going to be very emotionally invested in this series because in real life we are terrible and I'm going to try and correct that in the make-believe reality of career mode. Yay! Now I'm absolutely buzzing to get this series started, as I hope you are as well, so let's get on with it. So we're going into our manager career mode. I want to make it as realistic as possible, so we will not do the 30% increase, but we will do the global transfer networks. We get one top global scout for the season. Here is the budgets for Sunderland. We have around 11 million in the transfer budget. Continental success is very low as well. The brand exposure is high, financial critical, and the youth development is low. So basically we can do whatever we want in the league. We can get relegated for all they care, but we just need to make sure the monies are looking good. So we'll just go for him, stick him in a pretty basic suit and tie, and we all know his name is going to be JamSarny. And there we go. Put it on world class, 5 minutes. I think that's all about right. Download latest squads, that will do. Just while this is loading, guys, just remember that this is my first ever time going through the FIFA 18 career mode. Obviously I mainly do career modes as it is offline as well as when I'm recording, but this is my first time through, so if you're watching this in a few months time, and obviously by then everyone will know the ins and outs of the new features of the career mode, I'll probably make several errors. So please forgive me and do not hate me. Thank you. Preseason tournament invite. Congratulations, you've got the preseason friendlies, blah, 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 blah. I'll accept the invites and advance to them. The most money we can get from the European International Cup, so we'll go for that. With the preseason friendlies, I'm not sure whether I'm going to play them. They're not massively important to me. If we get to the final of the tournament, then I'll probably play that one. But other than that, I'm going to simulate those games. This looks absolutely awesome. I'm loving this. Breaking news. I love that. That's awesome. So let's have a look around. Shirt sales. As we already know, merchandising is an important source of income for the club. Shirt sales account for a large percentage of this income. In our most recent board meeting, we've set a goal to earn 10.5 million in sales from player shirts. While this shouldn't be your deciding factor when buying players during the transfer window, keep in mind that bringing in popular high-profile players along with a good performance from our key players will go a long way in helping us achieve this goal. Well, okay then, so the main concern and goal for the club is to sell shirts. Just typical Sunderland, isn't it? We're not bothered where you finish as long as you get us a decent amount of money from selling shirts. Speaking of shirts, this is last season's shirt. And it's the only one I'm going to be wearing, because the new shirt is absolutely disgusting. It looks like your stereotypical red and white grocery bag that you get from your local offie. Okay, so we've already seen the goals from the overview of the club earlier on, so we won't go into too much detail with that. Although it does say on the domestic success, although it's short term and low priority, it does say win the league. But whether they're too fussed about that, I'm not sure, because it does say low priority. So, I don't know. Our first scout report has arrived. Let's have a look. Okay, so as far as transfers go, guys, normally what I do in my career modes, when I'm just playing on my own game, offline and away from the camera, I would normally just buy the players that everyone buys, the young, hot prospects that end up being rated 85 and above within 2 seasons, and you get a few bargains. But I'm not going to be doing that. I want to make it as realistic as humanly possible, or at least semi-realistic. I don't want to buy, because I only have 10, 11 million to spend, so I don't want to spend that on one player who's 18 years old, who's only going to come through in a couple of years. I'd rather try and get several bargains, because the Sunderland squad, it really lacks in depth, so I might end up getting a few surprise names, some aging names maybe, but we'll see how it goes, and I do want to make it realistic. That is the aim. Okay, so I do like the look of Callum Wilson, although that is slightly unrealistic, because he's a very good player for Bournemouth, and I can't see them getting rid of him, and I couldn't see it in real life, but we will scout him. See, I really like this. Obviously a lot of this I have seen from other videos across YouTube who managed to get early content and early access to the game with the EA event that went down not so long ago in London, and this I really like. I love how you can see the players as you're going through them. So now we're just going to see how much strength and depth we do have. So we do have Reuter as our top keeper. We have Mika and Steele as well. Not the biggest fan of Steele at all. Mika, see, we've got 3 really decent goalkeepers for the Championship there, so I think we're more than okay. I think I've added Mika to the transfer list because his contract is expiring in 12 months anyway. The only thing, it doesn't say how much the players are worth there. Oh, we do it on financial. There we go, stupid me. So, he's worth 1.8 million. We'll put him on the transfer list because we don't need this many goalkeepers. Right backs, we seem to be pretty decent for right backs. We've got Jones, Donald Love, Tyus Browning and Adam Matthews. Browning, I like to play him more as a centre-back if I am going to be playing him. Donald Love is absolutely horrendous, so I'm most likely going to stick him on the transfer list. And he is. Centre-backs, we've got Gilabodji, who's currently out on loan. We've got Beedling, O'Shea, Wilson and Kone. So, there isn't many centre-backs to choose from. I am going to keep O'Shea, even though he is ageing. There's no point in selling him now, because he's only worth, what, 475k? And if we did put him up for transfer, we'd only probably get about 200k of that. We've got Wilson in on loan. We're going to keep Kone, although we could make a decent amount of money off him. I do want to keep him because he is our best centre-back and probably one of the best centre-backs in the league, in the Championship. And we need to remember as well that I will be playing Tyus Browning in the centre of defence rather in the right back position, which he does say he's best at. Left back, we've got Galloway and Oviedo, so I think we're absolutely fine there. Defensive mid, McNair and Catamol. So we've got 2 CDMs there. We may have to look for another one, although I think we do have quite a few centre mids as well. On the right, Honeyman, Watmore and McManaman, who have just brought in real life, and I do like the look of him as well, so he will be staying on. Watmore as well, the absolute pace beast, so he will be staying on as well. Honeyman, I'm going to have to get rid of him. I do like him in real life, he puts a lot of effort in, but he's not good enough for this career mode. Add to transfer list. Jermaine Lenz is out on loan, Barini is out on loan, Rodwell, Gibson, Embleton, Robson and Dong all in the centre mid positions as well. I'll be getting rid of Embleton, add to transfer list. Rodwell, although he is a good player, I think because the way he performs in real life, it really taints the way I see him in FIFA, and that's probably why I'm going to put him up for sale. Gibson as well, another one that I'm not a massive fan of. I probably shouldn't be putting so many players up for sale because we don't have a massive strength in depth, but I do want to bring in several other players that can fill in for them. Didier Ndong, we will be keeping him. I love Ndong. We've got McGeady on the left, so we only have one left winger because Kazri's out on loan. Gooch can play just behind the strikers as well as Williams. I do like Gooch as well, so we will keep Gooch. And we do have 4 strikers, although 2 of them being Asoro and Josh Maja. They are very young, and I think I might send both of them out on loan. Or at least just Maja. I'll stick him out on loan. Another player who I think I'm going to scout is Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton. In real life, last night we actually lost to Everton 3-0 in the Carabao Cup, and he did score 2 goals. So now even though I should hate him, he's a good player, and we're going to scout him. Could go for a pretty ambitious one and scout Shane Long as well. As you can tell, I am going for strikers, because we only have the 2 and we need someone who's going to bag us 20 goals this season if we have any chance of getting ourselves back in the Premier League. Diafra Sakho, someone else who tried to get away from West Ham in the transfer window and didn't quite make it. We'll stick him on the scouting list. Okay, so we're going to simulate this match quickly against Udinese in the European International Cup, and we won 3-0. Jones, Oviedo and McGeady getting the goals, so that's not so bad. Get in, boys. Our second match of our pre-season tournament, and we lose 2-1. Costa and Palosci getting the goals for the opposition and Oviedo getting 1 in return. And our final game, let's see how we get on. And we win 4-0. Jones, McGeady and Graben getting a couple as well. Should bring in a decent amount of money for us for when we start really digging into the transfer market. I've got a transfer offer for John O'Shea from Brighton, in which I am going to reject. So we have got the scout report back for Callum Wilson. He's worth 7.5 million, and no doubt as soon as we get into negotiations they will put it up a little bit higher. I will go into negotiations to see if we can get any cheaper than that. If not, then we're going to have to look elsewhere. Okay, so this is the first time I've ever gone into any form of negotiation on FIFA 18. This looks awesome. There's Eddie Howe. Nice to meet you, mate. Give us your striker. So we can offer a transfer fee or a player swap. I don't think they'd be too interested in any of our players unless I try Rodwell, which might be decent. We'll try that. Midfielders. Jack Rodwell. Listen, we can consider swapping Wilson, but we are looking to bring in a left winger. But we don't really have any wingers to offer them. We'll just go for a transfer fee. It's worth 7.5. I'll just try and be cheeky. I'll offer 5 million and a sell-on clause. Submit offer. We aren't willing to give you another player in exchange for Wilson. However, we'd be willing to offer you 5 million transfer fee. We are also willing to give you 15% out of his future sale value. You're going to have to do better than that. How about 8.2 million? Let's compromise on Wilson's selling clause. How about 5%? I'll counter it. Pose a new transfer fee. We'll try 6 million and we will edit the sell-on clause and we'll give them a hefty 25%. See what he says. God, this is intense. Right, he only wants 8 million. Let's compromise on the sell-on clause. Why does I keep offering him 25% on the sell-on clause and he's adamant that he only wants 5%. Counter it one more time. 7 million. I'm sorry, we believe that Wilson is worth more than you're offering. We're not willing to reduce his price any further. 8 million. That would leave us with just 4 million left. But Callum Wilson's a player I do really like. But this doesn't even mean that we've got the player. We need to go through the contract after this. We'll accept it. Time to negotiate with Callum Wilson and his agent, I presume. Here he is. I want to start the negotiations by discussing the role Wilson will have at the club. He will be crucial because he will be better than any of our strikers at the club. Crucial. Great, that's what we're hoping for. Right. Right, now how many years? He's 25 years old. I'd like to give him a 4-year contract. See if they'll take that. He's nodding, so what does that mean? Yes, that's what we're after. Let's carry on. Everything's going swimmingly so far. Propose a release. I don't really want a release clause in it, to be honest. Let's move on to the next item and we can talk about salary expectations. He expects at least 66,000 per week. That would absolutely destroy our wage budget. It's currently on 51,000 and he gets an extra just over 1 million if he gets 10 goals. Tell you what, score 15 goals and you can have that. Submit the offer. 66k is the only figure they're looking at. Right. I'm going to have to accept it, but that's going to drain our money completely on one player, which is something I didn't want to do. But it would also mean that the likes of Rodwell and other players I've put up for sale at the club, I'm going to have to keep him. But Wilson is a good player, and I think, considering how much players do go for in this game, it's a bit of a bargain, really. I'm going to accept it. And there we go. He's in a Sunderland kit. Callum Wilson, our first signing of the season. Possibly our only signing of the season because he's just drained our transfer budget completely dry. Okay, now is the semi-final in the pre-season tournament. Wilson making his debut, the number 10 against Osasuna. And we lose 2-1. Absolutely fantastic. Still got 1.4 million from the tournament, which isn't too bad. We'll have another glance at the transfer budget in a second. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty drained. Not many players would be able to get with this unless we grabbed someone on loan. Or we did sell a few players, but strength in depth is something that we're really struggling with. Oh, and look at that. Southampton have sealed the signing of Riyad Mahrez for 39.3 million. I love this breaking news little thing here. We do have a loan offer for Joel Asoro. We didn't put him on loan, did we? It was Maja who we put on loan. I am going to reject that, just in case there are any injuries or anything like that. Reject. Because the Championship is a long, hard season with loads and loads of games. Galway United have shown interest in purchasing Ethan Robson for a fee of 110,000. I shall accept that. You can go, my son. Okay, we've received an offer from West Brom. 7.5 million for our best centre-back, Lamine Kone. I do really want to reject this But at the same time, if we could squeeze about 15 million out of them, then we might be able to get another 2 or 3 players that will help us along the way. I will negotiate with them. I haven't done this before, so at least it gives you chance and me chance to see what negotiating with them is like. There's Pulis in a suit and cap. Oh, that's ridiculous. Right, I'm going to propose something quite dramatic and see if he goes for it. 17.5 million. Try that one. And he storms out in AC fit. He's not happy. His cap's staying on his head though, and off he pops. Okay, so I'm going to make a little cheeky offer for Abel Hernandez just because I saw him on the scouting list, and it made me think. I think Wilson and Hernandez would make a brilliant partnership up top. So we'll see if we can offer another player in return for him. Maybe Rodwell. Right, I'll try Jack Rodwell and see what he says. Right, he wants a right winger. None of them really match what he wants. I could try Watmore, who I really want to keep hold of, but Watmore for Hernandez in a player plus cash deal. Okay, I don't really have the money for that. Now that's where we've hit a bit of a stalemate. Try a transfer clause as well. Maybe that will sweeten the deal a bit. We'll have to end the negotiation there, guys. It looks like we might only be getting the one player in the transfer window. I wanted to get several okay-ish players to keep us pretty sound within the championship, but I couldn't refuse Wilson. And that will be that for today's episode, guys. I wish I could have brought you a lot more negotiations, but with a threadbare transfer budget, there wasn't a massive amount I could do. If I spent a bit more time trailing through players and clubs for players that are on the cheap, then I'd probably be able to get a lot more done. But I am actually at the minute on the 10-hour early access at the moment, so I didn't want to start trailing through each and every player and spending half an hour to an hour looking through players. I wanted to try and get this episode out to you. So if you did enjoy the episode, guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more of this Rebuilding Sunderland series. So for now, you take care and stay jacked.